Hi, Scott Savage coming to you for another Sales Accelerator this week. I'm here in beautiful Surrey, England, just south of London, where I've been spending some time preparing our clients to have some new client meetings in hopes of initiating some new business. So I have a question for you this week to begin. Do your clients see you as a vendor, or do they see you as a thought leader? Now, as you think about that, it's interesting because most of my clients would say that their potential clients see them only as vendors of products or vendors of services, which eventually is something that we need to bring in the way of value. Yet, could thought leadership change the game when we're initiating a new opportunity? We would propose it would. So let's suppose that I asked 100 people in your organization what a value proposition was. How many answers do you think I would receive? If you're like most, I would receive probably 100, a different definition with each person I talked with. Well, my experience says you'd probably have 300, because everyone seems to have a different definition given the situation. Is it possible, though, that we could have a single definition that we could then customize to? What if a value proposition had 3 parts? First, a concise summary of the client's current situation, our solution or approach, and the reasons adopting that approach might make some sense. Well, as you think about those 3 aspects, it's interesting. Where most people struggle are on the 2 bookends, out here with the client current situation or out with the results that they would achieve, especially when you think about them initiating a new opportunity. The problem with this is, in initiating a new opportunity, we probably don't know what the solution would be. We're not even sure what their current situation is, let alone the results that they could receive. So instead of starting with a value proposition, maybe what we could do is initiate with a value hypothesis. The difference simply is, it's the same elements, but it's simply a hypothesis of what might be valuable for them. And what we'd like to bring is some thought leadership. So what are your other clients experiencing in the marketplace right now? What are some of their issues? What are some of the things that they're trying to achieve? What are some of the great trends happening in the market? What's driving the industry right now? What insight or point of view can you bring to this particular client? Our whole goal here is to ignite some thought leadership that would cause them to either think differently about what's potentially possible or to think differently about what they're currently doing, and then to explore whether or not it might make sense for us to spend some time together. So as you prepare this week, what we'd like you to do is take the top 10 opportunities that you're trying to initiate and work through this worksheet to discover what is the thought leadership that you could bring to each of these clients. What are their issues or potential issues? What potentially might you be able to do to help them to either achieve those results or to change the game? Let's work hard at bringing thought leadership and not just be seen as a vendor. Now, where do most people get in trouble? They get in trouble because they talk too much about themselves, what they do, who they are, their history, rather than talking about the potential client, who they are, what they're trying to achieve, and what's likely to happen for them in the marketplace. So how could we bring thought leadership to this particular client? Well, this week, let's start with some actions to prepare ourselves. And then next week, let's talk about the meeting and how we might be able to transition and truly ignite some new momentum. Thanks. Have a great week.